Hi everybody, I am Christian, this is Lazy Devs. Pico-8 Hero, I guess, was the name of the tutorial. I'm thinking maybe changing the name. Anyways, we are working on our Breakout game still, and are you guys excited? Because I'm super excited. If you guys been watching, I hope you have been watching, we now have particles. So we have our ball leaving particles behind, and we also have now kind of sort of the bricks are also bursting into particles. We want them to burst better into particles. Right now there's like this tiny little explosion. I want this to be like a really proper thing. So let's fix it. Let's make this better. This is what we're gonna do first, or what we're gonna maybe spend this episode on. So this is our shatter bricks function, and so what we're doing is we're spawning 10 particles. But maybe what we want to do is something else. Maybe we want to go like maybe you want to actually go through every single pixel of the brick and explode every single pixel. I want to see what it looks like if every pixel of the brick is turned into a particle. What would that look like? Just to see, you know, it's always a good idea to, when you're doing game design, to do the extremes, to try the extremes out. And then if you've tried the extremes, then you can always go down from the extremes. So I'm gonna just iterate through every pixel of the brick. Every pixel of the brick. Can you dig it? I dig it. We have two loops inside each other. One loop for the x coordinates, and the other loop for the y coordinates. We're going through every pixel of the brick, and we're spawning the particles there, like this. All right. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. I don't even know. Bam! Boosh. That's good. I kind of like this. Maybe the... Oh, this is maybe a bit too much. Maybe we want to actually tone it down a little bit. Oh, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So, okay. So let's see if we can make maybe the force by which they're exploding a bit stronger. Yeah, that seems better. Okay, something I wanted to also change is, so right now we're make them burst into every direction, but it would be nice if they would maybe retain the speed of that the ball was going at. How do we do this? How do we do this? I'm not exactly sure, because let me check out the hit bricks function when we're actually doing this. Can we do this somehow? Because we don't know which ball hit the brick, right? Hit brick, there we go. So this is where hit brick is, and I guess in the update function, update game, is where we're actually spawning the hit brick. Brick hit brick, there we go. So maybe something we can do now is, I was thinking about something like this. So it's going to be a bit of a cheat, but I think this is fine. We're gonna, whenever there's a hit, we're gonna save like the momentum of the ball in a like a global function. Hit last hit X, right? And last hit Y. Oh yeah, I also know I did one thing wrong. I just remembered. Okay, last hit X and last hit Y. So we're gonna save here whenever there's a brick hit. We're gonna save the speed of the ball. Here's a brick hit. Last hit X equals my ball dot dx, and last hit Y is like this. And then when we are doing the shatter brick, we're gonna have also like a Vx and Vy. And so, right. So here where we are when we're hitting the bricks, here we're gonna go last X and last Y. I'm making this independent, kind of like of. I want to be. So I could also make the brick shatter depending on the last hit X and last hit Y. So I wouldn't have these Vx and Vy as arguments, but I want to have them as arguments so I can decide whether I want the ball to influence the explosion or not. Because maybe if the bricks are exploding on themselves, we don't have to hit them, you know? We don't have to hit them depending on the ball. What is true? There's a, oh, if it's a combo. Okay, got it. So let's see if this will work. So this is normal brick. This is the shatter brick. There we go. Yeah. And this is a power up brick and explosion. Power up, hardened. Okay, just two bricks that are hit. Power up and regular brick. Okay, so let's see if this works. Oh, it doesn't work because we're not affecting this. One other thing I did wrong is, so when I randomize them, I randomize the angle, but I don't randomize the speed. So that's why we're getting those beautiful circles, because every particle launches at the same speed. But that's, of course, that's not something that we want. So because we want some particles to launch not as fast. So still not affecting by the speed, but now you can see that they spread a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to be the first one to admit maybe a little bit too many bricks. But also I will admit that maybe the gravity is too high. They fall to the ground a little bit too fast. I want them to be more floaty. Yeah. Okay, too many particles. I admit it. Love it. Okay, but now when we do this, I want also them to retain plus Vx and then plus Vy. Let's see how this works. Okay, so what I see right now is that, love it, that, oh, this is so good. I want to watch this a little bit to see. I think they're, oh, God. Yeah, I think what is happening right now is they retain the speed of the ball, but after it was reflected. So let me see. Yeah, we are reflecting the ball here. So let's save the last hit X here before we do the deflection. Yeah, now this seems yeah, see now they're like bursting. Love it. Now this seems fine. Something I would maybe increase the age of the particle, and I would do another check for the particle to be removed if it leaves the screen. That's also something that's a good thing to do. So not only, so we're deleting the particle if the age is too big. If p dot x is smaller than -10, I wanted to really leave the screen, because sometimes we're going to have particles that are bigger than have some size to them. So maybe I want them to leave to be removed when it really left the screen, or 148, I guess, is the then. And we make this, we make this step by step. First the X direction, or else if. Oops. Like this. Now something is wrong. Particle is not minus. But we know that the removing of the particle at least works. Yeah. So now, since we are removing particles that left the screen, we are free to bump up the age of the particles that we spawn here a little bit higher. That's the trail particles. We want to bump up the age of the shatter brick particles. Here we want to, let's go 120 in 2 seconds. I love it. It's so good. Oh, so good. And they're also retaining the momentum of the ball. This is good. Okay, something I wanted to add. I think this is very important. So when the bricks disappear, I want them to show up for a certain amount of frames as being completely white. I think this is very important. You see it sometimes in like arcade games when you hit somebody, for example, in a fighting game or something, or like in a brawler, or like, for example, in a shooting game where you shoot an enemy, the enemy flashes white. For example, for bosses in the game, sometimes when you hit a boss at the weak spot, it flashes white, so you know, oh, this is the weak spot. Because when you hit the boss somewhere else where it's not the weak spot, it doesn't react, and so that's how you know you hit something, right? And so I like that. I want our bricks to behave this way. So this has nothing to do with particles, but we're gonna have to add this functionality to our bricks. And the way we do this is hit brick, add brick. Where's add brick? Add brick, there we go. So brick flash. We're gonna set it to 0. Or let's go FL fish to be a little bit shorter. We set it to 0, and when we hit it, we bump it up to like 2, and then for 2 frames, the brick there will be no collision detection, but the brick will show up as completely white. So now we're gonna go to hit brick here. And then we're gonna go bricks if equals 2. Let's set it to 2, or let's actually make it local flash time. So we have to change it only once. Time. Right, so we're gonna set it to flash time. So this is where we hit it, and there is a second one. Hardened brick should be, nah, the hardened brick won't flash. Here. Or maybe it will flash, actually, that would be actually nice. So now the only thing left to do is when we're drawing the bricks. So draw bricks, there we go. If bricks V or bricks is greater than 0, then if so, the most important thing is if the brick is supposed to flash. So if a brick flash is equal to 0, then, and the other stuff is details. If it's supposed to be flashing, we set the color to 7, and then we also make sure that brick if is minus equal 1, so it reduces it by 1. And that should get us our flashing. Yeah, I think I can see it, but I think it needs to be more pronounced. Let's make it really pronounced. 6 frames. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is good stuff. I love it. It's so good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm not sure if maybe the particles should launch later. Okay, I think that's good. Right. So I do think that we maybe should not have as many particles. It's good. I like it, but yeah, we have to curb down the amount of particles. I think they're a little bit too much. So we're gonna add this guy in here. Basically the same number generator, the random number generator, makes sure that only every second particle shows up in the brick. Something I'm also thinking about is maybe making the particles actually fade out. So 7 and then 6. Because when it gets really old, you get like those particles flashing across the screen. so satisfying. Let me see if we can bump up the flash time to 12, so something really extreme. How does it look like? That's too much, right? Yeah, that feels too much. It feels like a delay. What about 8? Yeah. This is so good. Something I also thought about is maybe now we are like really tweaking and tuning those particles, and this is where it's at. This is so good. Okay, so I'm gonna make the speed. I'm gonna make them retain the speed only half as much of the speed of the ball. Let me actually finish the stage. I want to see what it happens when I finish this. What happens with the particles when I finish the stage. Oops. Before I do this, maybe I'm gonna reduce the age of the particle to 80 again, because I want to see how they age. So they disappeared. Why did they disappear? I guess the gray and the white are not too far apart from each other. So let us go 7, 6. What is the 5? Yeah, that's good. So satisfying. This is cool. Why is it black? Huh. Oh, maybe the particles are starting or something? No, sorry. They're starting black, the particles, so maybe that's why. Okay. This is good. Now, oops. So this is going on. Maybe also, since we are already tweaking the bricks, something I don't like is that the brick it always stays there. It would be nice, like if you hit something, it usually, you know, it rebounds, it goes away, right? So so I want the brick to also bounce a little bit when you hit them. And again, this is something we're gonna have to add some more things to the brick, and that's why we defined the bricks as objects, so we can like easily add stuff to the bricks. Not hit bricks, but add brick. There we go. So we had the flash, that's already good, but maybe I also want to add, since now we have some frames left, b.ox. So this is the offset of the brick. b.oy. And for all intents and purposes, the brick is still going to be where it is, but sometimes we're going to draw the brick a little bit offset. So let's go to the draw function and make sure that we're actually doing this. So I don't like how we're doing this bricks I and bricks so forth. So let me go with local _ b equals, so we're going to simplify things here a little bit. _beer. We did this before already. We have like a local variable that saves the brick that we're talking about, and that saves us a lot of text, makes everything a lot more readable. See how easy this is. And then here, this line becomes really nice and tidy. So here I'm gonna actually create also two local variables as a helpers. Local underscore bx equals plus box. This is our offset ox, and the same for y. And then bx comes in here and here, and then by comes in here. Just rewriting things a little bit, just combining things into variables, so we have it's a little bit better readable what is happening here. But basically we're just adding the ox and yx always to the position of the brick when it comes down to drawing the brick. Just making sure that everything still looks okay. It seems to be looking okay. Good. So there is now a thing that I want to do with the bricks, which is, of course, if we change the offset. First, let us change the offset. Let's see if this changing the offset actually works. So the way I do this is a brick hit, when I do the brick hit stuff. I mean, we could do it in this function. There's no reason why we can't do it in this function. Maybe when we go shatter brick, then we're gonna also bump the brick at the same time. Might be probably a good idea, because we already have the reference to the brick object here, so we can, and we have the speed at which we're gonna go. So why not? Ox equals Vx, and then, because there is this other function that you would, the brick hit function that we could deal with, but that seems so overloaded with a bunch of visual stuff already. So why not put it in here? And we make it like a bump the brick. See, you saw this move. Now the brick moved a little bit. So let us bump the brick harder, ×2. See, now it's really offset. Oh, it's so good. Oh. Okay, so what we want to do now is we don't want just to move the brick away, but we want to also return it. So we're gonna make a new function called we're gonna make it in our here in our rebound bumped bricks, and I'm gonna go function rebound bricks, and so we're going to loop through all of the bricks. Where is the last time we did this? For example, here. So we're rebounding bricks here. We do this only with visible bricks and bricks that are or bricks that are being flashed right now. Oops. Making sure that the indents are correct. Yeah, they are correct. So if b underscore ox is not equal, so if the brick has been bumped in x direction, or if it's been bumped in the y direction. And we're going to use this, I don't know if, I think we used a similar function already when we're moving the pad. So basically we're going to divide OX. The OX is how much the brick is moved into one direction, kind of bumped, and want to return it to 0, so to speak. So we just want to just divide the offset every frame by a certain number. So we keep dividing it, it will get closer to 0. So we're going to go b.ox equals b.ox divided by 1.2 or something like this. We're not going to divide it too harsh. We want them to visibly slowly return to their position. Let's see how this works. Oh yeah, we're not rebounding the bricks yet. We have to actually do it. So we're going to do this in the update functions. Update game. Animate bricks. I think it's moving, but not fast enough. It's kind of hard to tell because the time is so extreme, so slow, so quick. Like they disappear so quickly. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me make them flash for longer. Let me flash them really long. Yeah, they're moving too slow. You see them rebound, but also they're not moving far away enough. So let me bounce them harder and let them return them. Then that maybe we're gonna see better. We're gonna see them return better. Is that what I want to say? Where are we? Bumping the bricks? Where are we shattering there? Let them go away further. Okay. And now when we're rebounding, let them rebound faster. 3. Yeah, that's better now. Maybe 4. Whatever, 10. Extreme. Yeah, that seems fine. So now we can put the down time to 8 and we should see something. That's good. Maybe make them bounce back harder. It's not exactly what I wanted to do, but maybe that's the best we can do for now. Let's go with 6. Yeah. What if we don't make them rebound? How far are they actually moving? I'm kind of can't tell really. Yeah, they're moving far. So another thing is what we can do is right now they're rebounding in a very exponential fashion. So they're very far away from where it's supposed to be. They go fast at first, but then they slow down as they're getting closer. So maybe what we want to actually do is sign so maybe we want to make them return in linear fashion, not in this exponential fashion, but in a linear fashion. Let's see, maybe this looks better. Yeah. So let me see. Now they're bounced too hard, because again, previously it was like they were bounced very hard, but they returned very quickly. So if you do it like this, maybe this will work better. I think now they're not bounced hard enough. Yeah, that's better. But now they kind of like appear. They're what we want them to do is want to start moving and then return, I guess, right? So that's the problem here. So if we wanted to do this, we would have to actually animate them. And that's not something I want to do. Or actually, that's something I'm going to do maybe on next episode. Or maybe okay, let us keep it like this. It's good for now. We're gonna earmark this as maybe something we're gonna do a little better. Maybe we want to move them a little better. There is a good reason for why you want to maybe add a function to animate the bricks, make them fly around the screen, because when we start a new game, it would be nice if the bricks kind of like came down and not just like appeared, you know. So maybe we're gonna add a different function. Maybe that's now something that we're gonna add in the next episode. I hope you will join us next time around. See you next time, and good luck. Bye bye.